Sit back, relax, grab a drink, and enjoy today's video. This video is going to be a fertility journey kind of update. Those of you who haven't been following along, I had an ectopic pregnancy in 2019 and haven't had any live births. Hello, Gus. Just my fur babies, unfortunately, since then, and it has been a lot of ups and downs, and I have previous videos talking about what's happened so far, so if you want to hear more about that, please go watch those videos. But today we're going to kind of talk about going forward. I was already in the process of meeting with a fertility doctor when Modern Fertility reached out to me to do a sponsorship, so thank you, Modern Fertility, for sponsoring this video, and we'll talk more about the experience at the doctor later. But I did mention to her about Modern Fertility and what her thoughts were, and she said that'd be great, just more information, and it's also very cost effective since it's $159 to find out the same information that I would be finding out with her, which would cost me more. So I thought, why not? This would be like a win-win. And if you want to get a discount for yourself, I will link a discount code in the description box below where you could save $20 off your fertility test as well. If you have a FSA or an HSA, you can use it towards this as well, so bonus on that. What really drew me to this is the fact that I can learn more about my fertility. It can tell me whether I have more or less eggs than the average woman, and also I like that I could also see how my hormone levels would relate to other women who have PCOS, because I really feel like I have PCOS. More on that later, but apparently on the tests that I've taken, which haven't been very extensive, I don't. So it will be really interesting to kind of see what all this comes back as. I feel like it just gives you that peace of mind, whether you want to have kids right now, whether you've been trying, or even if you want to have kids a little bit down the road. This will just give you that peace of mind of kind of knowing where you stand fertility wise. Let's open up the test here. Comes like this. And then, okay, what is this? Cute. Let's see. I don't know. Little bag. Okay, cute. I could always use a little bag for something. Okay, so you have your unique code that you can register on to modernfertility.com. So I'll have to do that as well. And let's open this up. Okay. All right, so we got the whole test here. It also is already prepaid and ready to go for you to send your results in. It only takes about 10 days or less to get the results, so that's amazing. Let's look at what we got here. We got the little testers here. Okay, so here is where we're gonna place our blood drops. Cool. I was wondering, they give you alcohol prep pads, which is nice, because I was wondering about that. I was like, how am I going to do that? Oh, they even give you band-aids. That's nice. So really you're like set to go. What is this? Non-adherent dressing. Okay, so you can press on it real quick to stop the blood, stop the bleeding. Let's see. Okay, so this must be what it goes in. Let me set that over there. And what is this? Blood sample return back. When to test. If you are on hormonal birth control, you can test any day and fill the card. You do not need to fast. If you are not on hormonal birth control, which is me, and you haven't been on for at least 9 months, also me, you're going to test on 3 days of your period. So here I am, day 3 of my period, and you're going to fill the 2 cards. Count day 1 is the first day of the full flow. Okay, gives you more description on that. That's cool. And you'll need at least 8 hours. Okay, before you test, register yourself. Okay, and then you could watch the video, drink a large glass of water or 2, which I did. Testing takes about 20 minutes and your sample will need at least an hour to dry. Okay. I'm loving the step-by-step instructions because honestly, I am such a dork when it comes to stuff like this, and it can feel kind of overwhelming, honestly, but I feel like this is gonna be pretty simple. I'm not going to show you guys the gory details of actually taking the test, but I definitely will give you guys an update, probably on Instagram or maybe in another video when I get the results back. So thanks again, Modern Fertility, for sponsoring this video. And now let's talk more about the fertility as well. As I mentioned, I decided to meet with a fertility specialist. The OB I had, I feel like she was good. You know, I didn't feel like I was getting major fat phobic vibes from her or anything, but the more I thought about it, I was like, you know, I don't think that she's really an advocate for me either, because she wasn't ever telling me solutions or things we could try, really. It was mostly just like, oh, let's try to lose weight and get healthier. Like, those of you who've been following me for a while know that I have lost some weight, and like I am wanting to be a little more active, eat more well-balanced diet for myself, as well as the future health of my pregnancy. But I just felt like, I don't know, like I really just felt like I needed a different opinion. So I did some research on this OB who has helped a lot of women with fertility issues. So I thought, why not give it a shot? What's the worst that can happen? So I went and I met with her, and she did say she would like me to lose some more weight, you know, but it wasn't a significant amount. She said only about 5 to 10% of my current weight, which is really not a lot when I know a lot of other women, because I'm in a couple fertility support groups, also have said that their doctors have want them to be like under 30 BMI, like all these like really crazy goals before even considering to help them. And she was just like, you know, I want you to do this, and I feel like we're going to be very successful with you. She's like, I feel very hopeful based on all of my lab work and everything else, and she thinks that possibly, you know, we'll want to try like IUI down the road, or maybe IVF, and just giving me these options and different medications we can try. Like, I felt like she was not just telling me lose weight and talk to me when you're skinny. She was actually saying like, let's work together to reach these realistic goals and to try these things that could actually help you, which I hadn't been suggested before. So I literally felt like I was gonna cry in the doctor's office. Like, I'm glad I had my mask on because my mouth was kind of like, I don't know. If you've had a good experience with a doctor, you know what I'm talking about. And I have, like, my good primary care doctor, she's amazing. But obviously she doesn't know all about this fertility stuff, you know, so I needed somebody who knows the specialty of it, that's their job, that's their specialty. And the fact that she really listened to me and was willing to work with me and hear me, and I felt like she, you know, you can just feel people's energy and their aura about them, and I feel like she really truly cared. And the fact that she told me like she believed in me, and like, I don't know, like it may sound corny or stupid, but like she really made me feel heard and not judged, not just seen for my weight. But I was also very blunt with her. I literally straight up said, like, if you're gonna want me to be like under 200 pounds before you're gonna help me, like, I might as well just not waste my time or your time. I literally said this to her, and I'm so proud of myself because sometimes we have to be our own advocate. And I literally was like, you know, we're not going to be on the same page if that's kind of like what you're thinking. I didn't want to waste either one of our times. And she was like, no, absolutely not. And that's when and she really made me believe her that it was absolutely not. And I just can't say enough how important it is to keep trying, because if you've been following my journey, you know, this is the third OB that I've had, and like, I guess third time was the charm for me. Like, obviously I'm not pregnant right now, but she set up some things for us. I just met her towards the end of April, and also, if you know, my life has kind of been turned upside down the past couple months. So, you know, I haven't been able to fully execute all the plans yet that we have in place, but you know, knowing that we have some things that are going in place, and like trying these things that she has suggested, and knowing that we can try these things like IUI or IVF. And she also told me about a really cool facility in, I think it was Colorado. And the IVF treatment there is like $5,000, whereas most places is 10, 20, 30. Like, it's crazy for things like that. So knowing that it's much more obtainable, now don't get me wrong, $5,000 is still a decent chunk of change, especially when you're not guaranteed that it'll result in a pregnancy. But knowing that it is much more attainable just takes some like weight off my shoulders. And also knowing that there's things like IUI, which I haven't tried yet, that's something that we would like to try first, just because it's also, number one, less invasive, and number two, a lot less expensive. She said the whole procedure will be about $500 to try IUI, so I definitely want to give that a shot or two, honestly, before we would move forward to like IVF. And this is something that we're thinking of trying in the fall, or early next year, if we aren't able to implement all of the other, she's gonna have me try medication and stuff. We're gonna try these couple things, and one other doctor told me about one medication, but she's told me like about 3 different medications that we can try. And it just feels like she really cares, like I said. And just knowing that we're like on the same page, and I feel like she's really rooting for us as well. I don't know, I just feel like she's gonna help us, you know, whether we have to end up going all the way to IVF. I just feel like she is going to do whatever she can to help us, and I just feel like a little sense of relief. And for those of you who've struggled with fertility know how draining it can be emotionally. And over these past 2 years now, basically, since our loss, it's been hard. And we've had days and months where it's been really hard. Sometimes that period comes around and I get horrible cramps as is, like really bad, where it hurts my whole lower abdomen, back, legs, like really bad. And it can just make it that much more miserable, because emotionally it's really hard. In some months I'm okay, but then some months it hits me really hard, and it's a struggle. I'm really thankful to Modern Fertility to want to sponsor this video, but I just really wanted to kind of give you guys an update of what's been going on, because I haven't given an update in like 6 or 7 months, I think. So it's been a while, and I have this new information, and I'm just really excited. I just also want to share, because if you are struggling like myself and you feel stuck, get a new OB. Get a new OB, because I was feeling really stuck, honestly, from like January to when I finally met her late April. I was just starting to feel a little bit like discouraged, like, well, maybe we just gotta kind of not worry about it. It'll happen when it's gonna happen, kind of thing. Like, you know, my head was just like not there. Like, I just really was having a hard time, and especially with like everything with COVID and just like all that extra stress in life. So having this like really rejuvenated me, and getting to know these results of like where my fertility kind of looks, I'm just so excited about all these things, and I'm feeling more hopeful again, you know, because I went through that period, and I know that's going to happen. When you're going through something like this, it's going to happen. You're going to have your periods where you're hopeful and you're excited, and then you have periods where you're feeling discouraged and sad, and I know that's, I'm sure, going to continue to happen as the journey continues. But I'm not ready to throw in the towel on my fertility, because I definitely want to be a mom, and I'm hoping that that will happen for us sooner rather than later. And knowing that we have kind of like a game plan gives me a big sense of relief, and knowing that I can like find out this information about my fertility is also a huge sense of relief. And I did get some ovulation tests from them as well, so I'm excited to get those, keep on those, and kind of just see where I'm at, and hopefully that'll help with timing and all that good stuff. So if you haven't tried an ovulation kit, try one. I've heard a lot of good things about them. This one seems pretty easy to use. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed this little update on fertility, and I appreciate your guys' support so much, and it really means a lot to me. And I'm hopeful that the next time we talk about my fertility, it's going to be to tell you guys that I'm pregnant. Fingers crossed. That'll be the wish and the hope. But I do have a really exciting announcement to come in about 2-ish months. I know that's like so ominous to say it, but I couldn't even wait to tell you guys. But I want to wait to tell you guys a little bit longer. Obviously it's nothing to do with fertility. I'm not pregnant or anything like that, but it's just something else exciting. But it's still gonna be a little bit of a wait. But thank you guys so much for watching, and remember to just be you. Bye guys.